Welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and on today's program, we will learn about how Quincy College is assisting veterans with their higher education goals. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, we have sunshine out there. It's breezy, 51 degrees right now, with temperatures topping off into the mid-50s. Lots of sunshine this afternoon with some gusty winds. Actually, there was a small craft advisory up until 4 o'clock this afternoon because of those breezy conditions. Not as cold tonight as it has been. Lows will drop off only into the mid-40s. That sets us up for a pretty mild, quiet weekend for the first weekend of November. Believe it or not, it's not going to rain. It'll be cloudy tomorrow, but it will be mild. The high only around 61 degrees. A little cooler on Sunday with more sunshine. Highs again in the upper 50s to near 60, and staying dry right through Monday, actually. The mix of sun and clouds. Highs Monday into the mid-50s. Again, sunshine, 51 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, construction crews are making progress on the new Quincy Police Station on C Street. Mayor Thomas Koch says the steel skeleton for the new building should be rising soon.
Looking directly across the street at the public safety headquarters, which is rising out of the ground now. I know the elevator shafts and stairwells are up. The steel should be starting very, very soon, and very excited about that project. And it looks taller, and one of the reasons for that is the whole site's been lifted because of the floodplain issue in that area. Oh. The old police station basement used to flood all the time.
Yes.
So we had to get out of that zone, if you will, and get it up higher. So it looks even bigger than the design plans had shown because of the site change. But it's very exciting. It's long overdue. It's going to be state-of-the-art, which is great, not only for the men and women who serve there, but it's also for the public and the service they receive when they have interaction with the station. I mean, not everybody gets locked up and goes through the jail cells. There's a lot of people that have business down there, whether getting accident reports, filing reports, so we want it to be a much better experience for the public as well.
It's the demolition of the current Father Bill's homeless shelter on nearby Broad Street to begin as soon as that shelter moves into their new Yawkey Housing Resource Center right across the street. The new $150 million public safety complex will be home to the Quincy Police Headquarters, the Fire Department's administration offices, and the Office of Emergency Management. Once the new building's completed, sometime in 2025, the current police station will be demolished to make room for a new park dedicated to first responders. Well, today is the last day of early voting for the November 7th Quincy City election. Registered voters may cast ballots at City Hall through 4:30 this afternoon. Monday at noontime is the last day and hour to request an absentee ballot, and then in-person voting will take place next Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Quincy City Clerk Nicole Crispo says election workers will be using electronic poll pads rather than paper books to check voters in at the polling places.
But it's exciting for us. It's a really good tool for us to have, and it'll help, especially next year and 2024 when we're expecting a 75% turnout at the polls. It's so much more efficient, and it's got so much accuracy. When you're listed as an unenrolled voter and you need to choose at the primary whether you want a Democrat or a Republican ballot or a Green Rainbow or a Libertarian, you have to enter that data into this poll pad before we give you a ballot. And that's going to make the accuracy better than depending on somebody to write it down. It's just more accurate.
Crispo stresses those poll pads are not connected to the internet. There are races this year for mayor, for the wards 2, 4, and 6 city council seats, and for 3 school committee seats. Crispo is predicting a 35% voter turnout next Tuesday. Now, the 288th birthday anniversary of President John Adams was celebrated this past Monday at the United First Parish Church, the Church of Presidents in Quincy Center. Author Marianne Holdscomb, who just completed a book about Adams, explained his vision for the country just a few months before declaring its independence.
In April of 1776, in what came to be known as Thoughts on Government, Adams wrote to a colleague, "You and I, my dear friend, have been sent into life at a time when the greatest lawgivers of antiquity would have wished to have lived. How few of the human race have ever enjoyed an opportunity of making an election of government more than of air, soil, or climate for themselves or their children." His excitement over this prospect leaps off the page. Yet, he is clear about what should not be the foundation of a government of the people. He observed that fear is the foundation of most governments, but it is so sordid and brutal a passion that Americans will not be likely to approve of any political institution which is founded on it. Instead, he made clear that the happiness of the society is the end of government, and that the form of government which communicates ease, comfort, security, or in one word, happiness to the greatest number of persons and in the greatest degree is the best.
The annual presidential wreath-laying ceremony included a performance by the United States Navy Band Northeast's Crosswinds Quintet and the Quincy Choral Society. Students from Quincy and North Quincy high schools and the Woodward School spoke about Adams' legacy of democracy, plus a direct descendant of Adams also participated in Monday's ceremony. Well, the Quincy North Quincy Marching Band and Color Guard are silver medal winners after this past Sunday's Massachusetts Instrumental Choral and Conductors State Marching Band Finals that were held at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Quincy. The group received its highest score in their history, also earned a 5-star rating for music effect and music performance, with an overall rating of 4 stars. This coming Sunday, the group will compete in the New England Scholastic Band Association Championships that are being held in Lawrence. The Quincy College baseball team concluding their fall season recently with a 5-3 record after sweeping Roxbury Community College in a doubleheader at Adams Field in Quincy last Saturday. In the 2 seasons since the return of baseball to Quincy College, the Granite under head coach Jim Dolan have a combined 15-29 record. Teams now a member of the United States College Athletic Association's Small Yankee Conference, joining Central and Southern Maine Universities, New Hampshire Technical Institute, Great Bay New Hampshire Community College, and Bay Path University in Longmeadow. The move means baseball student athletes at Quincy College now have 4 years of athletic eligibility. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, we learn about Quincy College's program to help veterans and military members continue their education. That's next.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Let's talk portable electric space heater safety. These heaters must not be left unattended. Place them on a stable base 3 feet from combustibles. Their use is not recommended within a bedroom, but if you must do so, place a smoke detector on the ceiling within the bedroom. Plug a portable space heater directly into the outlet, avoiding extension cords. Thus, do not use lamp cords or power strips for this purpose. Are portable, unvented propane and oil-filled heating appliances safe to use within a residence? No. Massachusetts prohibits their use. These heaters produce asphyxiant gases. These gases can render an occupant incapacitated or dead. Please consider your safety during these upcoming colder months. Thank you for doing so.
Hi, I'm State Representative Bruce Ayers. During this upcoming election, in an effort to help our seniors, veterans, and the disabled vote on Election Day, I will be providing free wheelchair transportation, both to and from the polls in wheelchair-accessible vans. I understand the challenges that wheelchair users face and want to help. The vans that we are using are equipped with wheelchair lifts and restraint systems for residents needing such assistance. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you're confined to a wheelchair and would like to vote in this upcoming election, please contact me to schedule an appointment for a ride at 617-328-0102. Your vote counts. If you're a senior, veteran, disabled, and need of a ride in a wheelchair-accessible van, please contact me, Bruce Ayers, at 617-328-0102 to cast your vote on Election Day.
Welcome back. Quincy College has once again been named a military-friendly institution here in the United States, and we thought this would be a great opportunity to find out why. The college has a specialized program that helps veterans and military members continue their education. And we have with us the director of that program and also a student in that program. So please welcome to the program Josie Smith, and also Matthew Clifford is here. So thank you both for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've heard, Josie, about the school's military-friendly designation from an independent organization for past several years now.
Yes.
And never really had a chance to learn why or how that happened. So you are actually the director of that program at Quincy College.
I am.
Yeah.
I oversee all the benefit processing administration and helping our veterans get into college, take their classes, and then either graduate and move on to other schools or stay on to our bachelor programs. So I really just go in it as a point of contact for every veteran as soon as they apply. I start working with them to help them get into their classes and just take away any stress that they have.
What's your background, Josie? How did you get involved in this particular program, and how did you come to Quincy College?
Ironically, it was back in 2007. I was going to school for a bachelor's degree at Southern New Hampshire, and I had stumbled upon a work-study position in their military department and basically learned the benefits from not knowing anything to now being 20 years into doing benefit administration processing.
And why are you passionate about this?
I'm passionate because this is my way to say thank you to all our veterans who've served and make sure that they're getting the most out of their education benefits so that they can be as successful as they can after they leave their military careers.
So doing it for so long now, you probably have a lot of success stories that you've seen.
I do.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of students who I've gotten to see go from not having the degree to moving on, getting the degree, to even going on to a master's or even opening up their own businesses.
Right.
And having successful careers within different city governments and stuff.
And not every college or institution has such a program, right?
Well, most colleges will have a person that can help a veteran use their education benefits.
Okay.
However, not every school has a designated staff member that has the ability to educate the veterans on how to get the most out of their benefits.
Yeah. So can we talk about those education benefits?
Sure.
You know, what they are, who qualifies for them, and how they use them.
Yes, right now there is the post 9/11 GI Bill, which is eligible for any veteran that has served at least 90 aggregate active duty days in the service.
Okay.
Once they get out or while they're in, they can utilize that benefit.
Oh,
and
so
it
while
gives
they're active
them,
duty, they can still use it?
They can. There is a little bit of a difference from using it while you're active in versus not active duty. Most will conserve it for after they leave, since if they're active duty, they could also use tuition assistance, which is another tuition benefit through active duty only.
Okay.
but we accept both tuition assistance, we accept 9/11 GI Bill, and then there's also the vocational the VA's vocational readiness and employment benefit.
Okay.
And that benefit is basically an employment benefit that can have an education component to it. So there's ultimately 3 different types of benefits veterans and active duty military members could use at the college.
Okay. And what is the actual benefit? Is it full tuition?
For the 9/11 GI Bill, it's 36 months of benefits that can pay up to the cost of their tuition and fees. It really is going to depend upon if the veteran has had a full 90 days of service of aggregate active duty or not.
Okay.
If they're less than 90 days, then they might not have full coverage. There might be some out of pocket, but most have the 100% entitlement.
Okay.
And that also pays the veteran a book stipend payment and a monthly housing payment.
Okay.
So that can basically help them not to have to be working full-time while going to school. They can kind of back off from work and focus solely on school
I see.
with that housing payment.
Yeah, so it really makes it, accessible.
It really does
Removes-
make it accessible.
Removes financial barriers, yeah.
Yeah, and for the 9/11 GI Bill, if the student takes at least one class on campus, their housing rate is based on a campus rate, and right now for the current monthly housing under the 9/11, it's $4,188 per month. So if you think about it, that really is subsidizing any work that they would have been having to do, so
Sure.
they can definitely focus solely on school.
On their education, yeah.
Yeah.
Are the benefits available to spouses or partners as well?
Yes,
They
for
are.
the 9/11 GI Bill benefit, as long as the veterans met the eligibility requirements to transfer it, they could transfer it to a spouse or dependent.
Okay.
Or both.
Okay.
They can actually split the benefits up and give, let's say, 12 months to their wife and
I
12
see.
months to their child, so, and then conserve some for themselves.
Yeah, so it's very flexible.
Yeah, and then they can take it away too.
Oh, okay.
So it's not said and done. So
Gotcha.
if their child decides they don't want to go to college,
Right.
then they can take back the months they gave them and use it for either another child or themselves.
For themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you find that veterans and military folks know about these benefits and use them? What's the biggest challenge that you face, when a veteran comes to you to try and use these benefits to get an education at Quincy College?
Most know the benefit itself.
Yeah.
It's just more of the in and outs of how does it work when you start using it. Like, for example, some veterans don't realize if they only take online classes, then they're not going to get a housing payment based on the campus. It's an online rate, which is significantly lower.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things that they know about the benefits, but they don't know the real in and out working of them. So somebody in my position can help educate them
Right.
on that.
Yeah.
Especially when life happens and let's say they might have to get out of a class. What will happen to those benefits?
Right. How many at Quincy College right now are utilizing the program?
Right now we have a total population of 187
Wow.
students using benefits.
Okay.
And out of that I have 154 that are veterans
Yep.
and 33 that are either spouses or dependents.
Okay.
So it's
And-
a good sized population.
Yeah. Has that changed over the years?
It actually has increased.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I first came on in about February of 2020, I think we were at 150. So it's increased some over the years.
Okay. And who are the veterans that you're seeing, Josie? Are they, what's their demographics? What's their age range?
It's actually a mix.
Is it?
I would
Yeah.
say I have a good mix of some that are just recently gotten out
Yep.
in their early 20s, and
Okay.
then I have some that are in their mid 30s, 40s, and then I have some that are even older that don't actually have benefits, but we offer a veteran discount
Ah.
to a veteran.
Okay.
As long as they can provide us their DD 214, we can offer a tuition discount to those veterans.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's some help available
There is.
regardless. Yeah. One of them is sitting right next to you.
Yes, Matt.
Yeah, United States Marine Corps veteran, Milton firefighter.
Yep.
Matthew Clifford. Good
Thanks
to
for
meet you,
having
man.
me.
Yeah,
Nice to
thanks
meet
for coming
you.
over. Really appreciate the opportunity to learn your story, and thank you for being willing to share it with folks, because I think it's important for veterans specifically to hear from somebody who's going through the program right now. So tell us a bit about yourself.
So I'm from Milton, Massachusetts. I I joined the Marine Corps right out of high school.
Okay.
I did 5 years.
Thank you for that, by the way.
I was infantry out of Hawaii.
Really?
So spent some time away, came back, and when I got home, COVID had just hit. I was churning my wheels, kind of chomping at the bit, waiting to get into a school. And I walked into Quincy College with knowing nothing about the program. Instantly met with Josie, and the rest is history. I got in the very next day. Honestly, it was good.
How long ago was that?
2020.
Okay.
So it was, as soon as COVID hit in March, and I started in the fall.
Yeah.
So what prompted you, Matt, to look to Quincy College for continuing education?
I'm looking to get into a nursing program.
Really?
And Quincy College came recommended to me from family friends, and I figured, why not? I have the benefits. I have the ability to do it. So why not take advantage of it?
And how's the experience been for you?
Oh, it's been amazing.
Really?
Yeah. The staff has been great. Josie's great. The student population overall is fantastic. I genuinely enjoy coming to school. I'm not somebody who enjoys school per se, but showing up to school here it's different. I actually don't dread having to come to class, because the people in the class and the teachers either make it exciting or the conversations are good.
Yes.
So it's all in all a good experience for me.
Sure.
So.
Why nursing, Matt? What is it that's about that you're interested in?
I like medical stuff.
Okay.
I like helping people, I think, more importantly, but I just I was going through my EMT classes for the fire department, and I just was like, I like doing this stuff.
Okay.
Why not make something out of this?
Turn it into a career.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a tremendous need for nursing, as you know, right now, especially since the pandemic. So many retired or burned out, changed careers. So there's an opening there as well. So tell me about your class experience so far at Quincy College. What classes are you taking? What are you learning? What do you like?
Currently, I'm taking a pre-calc class, literature of war, fundamentals of business and international business. I'm just taking classes that I feel like I would like to take.
Some prerequisites.
Yeah. But other than that, I've taken all the prerequisites for the program, the
Okay.
anatomies, the Englishes, the sciences, the maths. And this was just a semester where I was especially after the summer that I took classes through, I just want to take some classes I'd rather enjoy, the literature of war class, things of that nature.
So do you think that the veterans benefits are assisting you with your education?
Yes, they are.
Really?
Yes.
Do you think you would not have done it otherwise?
I think if I didn't have somebody like Josie where I would have to navigate this on my own, I think I would have probably put a backstop on my
Just
education.
too much paperwork and red tape to deal with?
Exactly.
Sure.
I wouldn't have known what to do, how to handle certain things. So I think if you have somebody who's in your corner, it makes the attainability of an education so much better.
Yeah. So for veterans, Matt, or military folks watching, considering taking that same route, continuing their education, what would your message be to them?
Don't wait.
Yeah.
Do it. If you think that it's going to be hard, it's going to be harder later on. Because however old you are now, you're only going to get older, and you're going to have more excuses as to why you can't do it.
Or, like Josie said, life gets in the way. Life happens,
exactly.
right? Yeah. 5 years in infantry?
Yes.
We have a photo of you in your uniform.
Oh, okay.
Tell us what's going on here in this picture.
So
We can bring that up and show folks. There you are.
So I was a team leader in Hawaii, and we were running a live fire team movement ranges in Hawaii, and that was just me in the staging area getting ready before we went and did our drills and our attacks.
How do you think your experience in the military impacted your desire to become a nurse?
I think just like I said, overall, just being there and helping somebody, like, you don't really see how, like, when you're in the Marines or in any form of the military, you don't really see how much you're affecting and helping people. And I think with nursing, you have somebody in front of you that you can, you know, tangibly see.
Right.
So I think it's just nice to actually be able to see where your help is going.
Yeah. Curious, have you interacted with any other veterans at Quincy College? And
Yes.
They've gone through the same program?
Yes, and a few of them I actually grew up with
Oh,
too
really?
as well. So
Okay.
yes, so
You've become the spokesperson for
Yeah.
for the veterans program
Yep.
at Quincy College, yeah. And you know, with Veterans Day approaching, I think it should be at the forefront of folks who may be considering, you know, to pursue something. Doesn't have to be nursing, right, Josie?
Nope, it doesn't have to be nursing.
anything,
We have also 3 new bachelor programs
Yes.
as well. So that's also allowing our veterans who have found that they're enjoying their education, and then let's say they don't want to leave Quincy, they
Sure.
now can decide to stay on and continue on to do a bachelor's program. And we actually have a decent amount of our veterans doing that, transitioning from, let's say, an associate's in computer science to our bachelor's of computer science, or our associates of business to our bachelor's of business management. So those numbers are actually steadily growing, which
Okay.
is really nice to see. And you know, veterans also, if they're undecided, they could always start as, like, let's say, general studies, and in a year, if they decide, oh, I want to do business, we just, you know, help them through what paperwork to file, get you changed over, and then we just switch it over.
Yeah. Well, I think it was news to me at least that there is still a GI Bill with benefits. You know, when I first read about a GI Bill, I thought that's only World War II veterans. You know?
No, it's come
Yeah.
a long way.
Yeah.
Actually, they've reworked it from the Montgomery GI Bill to the 9/11, where now it really helps the veterans so that they could actually get a bachelor's degree without having any student loan debt if they can choose the right school that's within the different price ranges. You know, because if you're going to a private nonprofit, there might be a tuition cap, whereas a public school there's no tuition cap, so they'll pay 100% of your tuition as long
huge.
as you're at 100%.
Yeah.
So it's huge because they're getting to get a degree without having that student loan debt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so many, like Matt, for instance, you know,
Exactly.
gave up their pursuit of higher education to serve their country.
Right.
So to be able to come back and then continue on that journey, you know, is a great benefit. You know,
It's
and it can
so
impact
important.
themselves, but not only themselves, but their families in the future as well.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good for you. Do you have a goal for where you want to work when you're through with the program, Matt?
I'd like to become a ER nurse.
ER nurse.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
I know it seems like everyone's told me it's a lot, but that's my goal.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of helping people, you're collecting clothing for homeless veterans.
yes, this is my second year. I run a clothing drive for homeless veterans. I collect all forms of winter clothing: hats, boots, jackets, pants, blankets, and me and I get some volunteers, and we personally go and hand it out in Boston to a veteran homeless shelter. They come out to us, and we actually like fit them to size, and then we take whatever remaining after we go to the veterans, and we take it to the Rosie's place
Sure.
and hand it out there, and then. But last year we handed out between 40 and 45 complete boxes of clothing.
That's great.
So.
If folks want to participate in that, how do they do that?
So there's boxes distributed at each of the Milton firehouses. Quincy College on the 3rd floor at the Veterans Department has a box. Muscle and Flow at 1 Elliott Street. It's a gym, has a box, and then Max Hewlin Rink in Milton on 11 Unquity has a box as well.
Okay. By December 1st, right?
By December 1st.
Okay.
Yep.
Really appreciate the opportunity to learn your story. Thank you for sharing it.
Thank you.
Josie, good work running the program at Quincy College.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Hope it helps get the word out for you.
Thank you.
Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Nice, sunny, brisk, breezy into the mid-50s this afternoon, and a dry, warmer weekend coming up, believe it or not, right through Monday, actually. It'll stay dry. Thanks again to Matt Clifford, Josie Smith for joining us here on the program. Thank you to our crew, and thank you for watching. Speaking of Monday, today here on the program. Folks from Maria Drost Counseling will be in to talk about their upcoming fundraiser. Meantime, head to our website. It's qatv.org. All of our programs are there. There's news and information, video on demand, and full election information for you as well. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.